This is the introduction of the fascinating Prelude No. 1 in C major of the first book of the Well-Tempered Clavier by Johann Sebastian Bach. Many analyses have been done of this score, most of them focusing on the harmonies displayed along the piece, what we call harmonic analysis. But in this video, we will talk about some melodic aspects as well. First of all, the structure. There are 35 bars in the piece, which is an unusual number, but we can consider the first 4 bars as an introduction, with the aim of setting the tonality. Those 4 bars display a perfect cadence, showing the 3 main functions in tonal music: tonic, subdominant, dominant, and tonic again. It's convenient to remember that the 3 principal tonal notes are a fifth apart. This will be important in this prelude at different levels. If we start counting on bar 4, eluding the introductory cadence, we have 32 bars of music, which makes a more regular pattern for grouping the bars into 2, 4, 8, or 16. In fact, after 16 bars, we find the next cadence in C major, now an octave lower on C3. In this picture, you can see the whole score with the 3 sections in different colors. The texture is a regular display of arpeggios, playing a new harmony every bar. Only the 2 bars before the last change the pattern to lead us to the end of the piece. We can condense these arpeggios into chords to observe the harmonic progressions clearer. Some of the chords are in the tonal regions of the dominant and subdominant. Those progressions are too short to be called modulations. In this graphic, we see now those tonal regions in colors. When the music is in the home key, it's in blue, in orange when it's in the dominant region, and in green when it's in the subdominant. There are 6 bars in the dominant and 6 bars in the subdominant region. That means they are balanced and equally important. Remember that those harmonies were already present in the introduction of the piece. When seeing the harmonies blocked, we observe that there are 5 different voices. We label them as soprano, mezzo, alto, tenor, and bass. This picture shows all the chords in the piece with the voices in colors. The voices move mainly in wavy steps or small leaps, but there are 2 more gestures that catch our attention: the 5th leaps and the motionless pedal notes. And there are also some chromatic and diatonic scales hidden. Let's find where these elements are by looking at each line separately. In the soprano voice, we find some 5th leaps in the first half of the piece. Perfect fifths traditionally imply a dominant-tonic relationship. We also can see a chromatic scale in the link between the first section and the second section. In the mezzo voice, we have some fifths as well. that are actually doubling the ones in the soprano part. Then another chromatic scale towards the end, and a very long pedal note on the tonic, with some leading notes as ornaments. Pedal notes are primarily used for supporting dominant and tonic functions. The alto voice has less movement, but there is a long dominant pedal note in the second section of the piece. As well as the alto, the tenor shows little movement, which is common in the earlier voices. We find a chromatic scale in the first section. Finally, the bass has a quite interesting line, playing fifths, C major scale in the first half of the piece, and two pedal notes in the second half. The equally length halves are quite different in the display of the harmonies and voices. In the first half, we find this long descending C major scale that moves the register an octave lower. And in the second half, low pedal notes lead to a final cadence that lands on a C2, 2 octaves lower than the first note of the piece. I call this the conga of the register. If you enjoyed this video, please subscribe to my channel and tick the bell for notifications.